Hi there, Dave with Crandall Office, and today we're going to be talking a little bit about self-breaking casters, what they are, how they work, and what you can expect out of them, and if they might be right for you. So it'll be a quick one, so let's get started. So close. We'd like to interrupt this program for a quick announcement. If you're enjoying this content, click the subscribe button below. All right, so when we're taking a look at self-breaking casters, it's important to understand how a self-breaking caster works. But we're actually going to start with a standard caster. So a standard caster is just a twin wheel, two wheel caster here. And if I spin this, you can see this is actually going to continue to spin. So it doesn't have a whole lot of resistance here in the caster. That's to help it roll smoothly on all surfaces. You want it to be able to push it and kind of go across. This is much more common in and beneficial in a carpeted setting where you're getting some resistance from the actual carpeted soft floor versus when you're on a harder surface. That's where we started introducing hard floor casters, and where we saw Steelcase and Herman Miller, some of the bigger names, start introducing hard floor casters. And these casters, here's a Steelcase hard floor caster, are going to be very similar in design to a standard caster, but they're going to have some resistance built into them. So you can see as I spin this, it's not going to continue to spin. It's got some resistance built into that, and that's that self-breaking nature. And you can see similarly that this is our infinity caster that we have. This is our only self-breaking caster that we stock. But you can see as I spin it, it's not going to continue to spin. It's going to provide a little bit of that additional resistance that you might want when you're on a smooth surface. So when I roll, I actually have to kind of push down on this to get these wheels to spin. Otherwise, you can see they don't even spin at all here when I push it without any downward pressure. Versus this standard caster, we can kind of roll, and you can see it's going to roll real smooth. A self-breaking caster is going to have a little bit more, you're going to have to put some pressure down, and it's going to resist that movement just a touch. So when we talk a little bit about when you might want to use a self-breaking caster, we mainly see the self-breaking feature on hard floor casters pretty exclusively. The hard floor casters have this soft coating on them on the outside that helps protect the floor. It also aids in rolling smoothness on a hard surface. They introduced the self-breaking, so if you're in a situation where you might get up out of your chair frequently, and when you do and you're on a smooth surface, you push your chair and it kind of rolls away from you. With these standard casters, a self-breaking caster is going to help that chair come to a stop a little bit more quickly. It's not going to roll across the room on you. It's going to naturally slow down a little bit quicker because of that additional resistance built into the wheel on the caster. So we did want to note that these self-breaking casters do not have a traditional foot pedal brake. This is additional rolling resistance that's built in. So it's a brake that's kind of always on halfway versus a braking caster with a button on it that's going to lock the caster completely up. So it's a little bit different than what you might expect out of a traditional locking caster. All right, so the next thing we wanted to do was line up a couple of different chairs and give them a push test. And so this is going to show a little bit about how the additional rolling resistance in the self-breaking casters is going to help slow that chair down as you push the chair. So the first chair we've got here is going to be a leap chair with standard carpet casters. The second chair is going to be a leap chair with our infinity casters, which are self-breaking. And then the third one is going to be a Steelcase Series 1 chair with Steelcase's hard floor self-breaking casters. So you can kind of see a little bit difference between the different casters and then what you can expect out of a hard floor, a self-breaking caster. So the first one, this is going to be standard 65mm soft floor casters. We're just going to give this a little push here, and you can see that kind of just rolls right across the room, not much resistance there at all. Next, our infinity casters, we're going to take the same push, and as you can see, it's going to come to a stop a little bit sooner than the other chair, and it didn't kind of wobble around as much. Next, we're going to take a look at the Steelcase hard floor casters that have self-breaking, and as you can see, there's even additional self-breaking in the Steelcase casters. They are really aggressive on their self-breaking capacity on their casters. You can see there's different levels of self-breaking. This kind of shows ours versus the Steelcase. And so just to kind of give you an idea of how these actually perform in a real world scenario. Thanks for taking the time to watch this video. We hope you found it helpful. If you did, go ahead and click the like and subscribe buttons below. If you've got any questions at all, don't hesitate to reach out to us at crandalloffice.com, our Facebook page, anywhere you can reach us. We're always here to help. So thanks again for watching, and we'll see you next time. Hey! Talent show, Crandall Office Furniture. Fail. Let's see if we can.
You're getting the hang of this.
I'm getting good.
Pretty good.